We got some more huge announcement coming from NBA 2K Mobile. We already know the GOAT theme is officially here, but there's more heat coming to the game. So let's get right into it. So the first big announcement is the next Courtside Pass has been announced, and it's going to be a Courtside Pass, Arcade Crystal, James Harden. The beard is a top tier shooting guard in this game. If you did not get a chance to get the Arcade Crystal Michael Jordan, James Harden will definitely get buckets for your squad. But that's not the biggest announcement, folks. We got another one. In addition to the GOAT theme, we are also getting the Showstoppers theme, and it will give you an opportunity to get some free players inside this game. So the new addition of Showstoppers is here. Chance to pull these on the draft boards includes a Brandon Ingram at the power forward position, and that's a rose quartz, a purple sapphire Jaren Jackson Jr. at the center position. Now that actually could be a sleeper card for sure. A Mike Bibby, a Trey Murphy, a Gary Trent, an Andrew Nembhard, and Lou Dort. This team will also give you a stop bonus for the next 2 weeks. And if you log on to NBA2KMobile.com daily streak, you'll get a chance to get free energy, keys, and more. This streak will be going on for the next 5 weeks. Now that we broke those announcements down, let's get into the new cards for the GOAT theme and the Showstoppers. For the Showstoppers theme is being kicked off with a Chaos Diamond Kelly Olynyk, which is craftable. We got a new Devin Vassell, who's craftable, a Lou Dort, Andrew Nembhard, Spud Webb, who's craftable, Patrick Williams, who is craftable. And you'll notice there's 2 different collectibles, which means there'll be one that's available in the Showstoppers pack. And then there's another one that will be available in most likely what's called the Stage Light pack. The next card is the Denny Avija for the Cobalts. We got a Gary Trent Jr., a Doug Christie, Trey Murphy III, Scoot Henderson, who's craftable, so that should be a cool card to try out. Jared Allen, who's craftable. Seth Curry, who's craftable. We got a Mike Bibby, Kenyon Martin, who's craftable. Rick Fox, who's craftable as well. Jaren Jackson Jr., that's going to be a great card at the center position. Jerry Stackhouse, who's craftable, who I think is an underrated gem for the shooting guard position. Naz Reid, who's craftable. Brandon Ingram at the power forward position. Trey Young, so we finally get a new Trey Young. He's craftable. Jason Williams, Arcade Crystal, he's craftable. He's definitely a player with great handles. We got Pascal Siakam, who's craftable. And we got a Joel Embiid. Now let's get into the GOAT thing. So the first card is going to be a Chaos Diamond Carmelo, who's craftable. He's got Gear Master, Clyde Drexler as well, Nikola Jokic. So this is a good opportunity for players in these tiers to get some really solid players for their squad. So definitely grind the events, folks. All the time, everyone's asking me how to get good players in this game. Grind events, especially the GOAT theme, because this will give you some good players that will hold you down for a while. We got Kevin Garnett for the Zircons, Jerry West, rest in peace, Dirk Nowitzki, Hakeem Olajuwon for the Cobalts. It's another good card for lower tier players. Larry Bird, Michael Jordan. Some people were asking me if Jordan was going to be the GOAT theme. I knew he would, but I had a feeling he would be a lower tier player since we did just get an Arcade Crystal. Another good look for new players in the game. We got Will Chamberlain, Tim Duncan, Magic Johnson, who's craftable, Oscar Robertson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, Scottie Pippen, Kevin Durant at the power forward position. That's going to be a crazy card. Isaiah Thomas is craftable. Dr. J at the shooting guard position, which will be crazy. Dwayne Wade at the point guard position. Moses Malone, who's craftable. LeBron James with the Heat, you already know. Stephen Curry at the point guard position. This is Curry's best card. This is the best Curry in the game as far as rarity. But I still think the Rainmaker's Curry is crazy because of those boosted stats. And last but not least, we got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who's craftable as well. Now let's go over the event rewards for the GOAT theme, just in case you didn't catch my video over the weekend. For the GOAT theme, the first event is going to be overtime. The first reward will be the Purple Sapphire Scottie Pippen. Then it's going to be the Rose Quartz Dwayne Wade at the point guard position. And then the final reward, which will be the Hardcore Leaderboard reward and the Progression reward, will be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I say this every time, but it's always a W that they added the final reward in the progression mode for overtime as well. So I like that a lot. The next event is Gauntlet. So now that we broke down the rewards, I'm gonna go over some tips that could help you guys grind both of these events. So the key with overtime, right? It's all about getting that win streak. I like to grind the progression path, but I've also grinded the hardcore leaderboard in the past. So personally, the best tips for grinding out those modes is using the team that you're most comfortable with playing with. So a lot of times it's going to be the best players that you like to use for head-to-head. You will be using some of your current cards. With the hardcore leaderboard, it's not so much about using the style bonus players. You also want to make sure the team composition is set up to take advantage of this mode. First step is to have a point guard who is very effective at hitting a spot up three, because as soon as the game starts, you will get an opportunity to get some open threes from the top of the key, and you need to pick a player who can hit it majority of the time, not sometimes, because this event is hard. So a lot of times you will miss the shot, so you need super good, efficient three-point shooters. Obviously, Season 5 GOAT Curry will be incredible, but that's going to be a harder card to get. But if you're going to go for some recent Curries, the playoffs Curry is very good, but you got to make sure you at least rank him up. You want his power to be pretty high because you're going to be going against high-powered teams. The other Curry that you can use is the Rainmaker's Curry. Personally, I think this is the best choice because of that 6 in mid-range shooting and the 6 3-point shot. And most likely you guys have those stats maxed out with Gears or Mentor. If you don't want to use Curry, then using playoffs Damian Lillard is a good option, or the All-Star Damian Lillard, which was an event reward. So that's another strong choice as well. Now, as far as the rest of the GOAT point guards, none of these guys can really hit a 3-point shot consistently. You might get a little bit lucky with Jerry West, but it's going to be a little bit tough. Now, if you were to use a point guard from one of the more recent themes, Trae Young would be a good option as well. And he is a crafted play. So if you wanted to go towards the route of opening packs, Trae Young could be an option for you as well. The next part you want to make sure is that you have a shooting guard who is clutch. As a shooting guard who can hit buzzer beater shots with no problem inside of this game, but you also want a shooting guard who can defend and you can use in the pick and roll. So the shooting guards that come to mind are Michael Jordan. The most recent Michael Jordan was the Beast of the East card. Now, as far as Kobe, it's going to be a little bit tough, right? Because Kobe, the last couple versions of Kobe have been small forward position. But if you do get the GOAT Kobe, that's a good card to use. And if you were able to get the Best of the West Kobe, you can use that too. But you're going to have to max out this Kobe for its power to be comparable to the teams you're going up against. As small forward, you need a strong option that is really good to use in pick and roll, because you're going to have to run pick and roll a whole lot inside of the hard mode. Klay Thompson is a great option because of his catch and shoot ability. LeBron because of his slashing ability. Clutch team, Paul George is a good option. And of course, you could use one of the Kobe Bryants at small forward position as well. Most important thing is you want to have a fast small forward who can get to the rim, who can roll to the rim. And you want a small forward that if he does get off the pick and he's open for mid-range, he can make that as well. Other choices you can go with would be the Kevin Durant. You can use the Larry Bird. You can also go with the Jaylen Brown, Dominic Wilkins, Jimmy Butler, and Clyde Drexler. You also want to have a power forward who can run the pick and roll and who can hit a mid-range and can crash the glass. So Giannis is always a great choice. Chet Holmgren could be a good choice. Once you get the Kevin Durant at the power forward position, that'll be a great choice. Antoine Jameson, if you were lucky enough to get him. Jason Tatum at the power forward position. I think Patrick Ewing is a sleeper choice as well. Willis Reed can work because he can hit a mid-range. Of course, Tim Duncan. Anthony Davis is a great choice as well. And a Kawhi Leonard at the power forward position. For center, you want a center who can drive to the rim off the pick and roll. So he's got to be good at layups and dunks. He can't be afraid to get in the post. And if he can hit a mid-range, that is a plus as well. So Wemby, easy choice. Of course, Joel Embiid will be a great choice. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Even though Shaq can't shoot the mid-range, but he's super effective in the paint. So he will come in handy as well. I like Amari Stoudemire for pick and rolls. His speed won't hurt him as much. So he's a good choice if you got him off the draft board. Kristaps Porzingis can help you out because he's such a good shooter. Dwight Howard would be great as well, just like Shaq. They don't have mid-ranges, but they're super dominant in the paint. And I like Chris Bosh a lot. Chris Bosh is a sleeper for this mode because he's really effective at the pick and pop. Garnett is a good choice too. Having him at the center position is super advantageous for this mode because of his speed. He will be able to outpace a lot of those centers that you're going up against because of that. And of course, Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon and the Dirk Nowitzki at the center position. That's my advice for overtime. Solid point guard, run pick and roll a lot, have some clutch shooters who can defend, and you'll be set. Now, as far as the Gauntlet, the key to Gauntlet is to play on the hard mode. And because it is the second event, you should have style bonus players to help you get more points. If you grind the overtime event, you will have 3 players. You're going to get a point guard, you're going to get a small forward, and you're going to get a center. You're pretty good there with 3 positions. And if you're lucky enough to get Brandon Ingram as a power forward, that's 80% style bonus right there that you can use. Now, because Gauntlet the mode is not as difficult as overtime and some of the other events. The team's power doesn't need to be as high either. This is one of the events where the team power is not as important. Getting the style bonus is more important. So you could get Mike Bibby as well if you don't get Dwayne Wade. So you could also get Gary Trent off the draft board, and that will be a shooting guard, and that will help you get the 100% style bonus. Now, if you don't want to rely so much on the draft board, right, because it is based on luck, if you grind both of the mini events and the overtime event, you should have enough collectibles to craft some power forwards. And there's some good choices to use for Gauntlet. Karl Malone is one. Dirk Nowitzki is another option. And then for the shooting guard position, you could grind with 80% style bonus until you unlock Julius Erving, and then throw him in at the shooting guard slot, and that will give you 100% for the last remaining tiers. So that could be an option too. If you don't want to wait around for Julius Erving and you want to get 100% right from the beginning, there are some Showstoppers cards that can be crafted, right? Devin Vassell, Doug Christie, Steph Curry, Jerry Stackhouse, or like we said earlier, you could try to get that Gary Trent off the draft board. So getting 100% in Gauntlet should be obtainable, and getting all of the rewards is possible as well. And I definitely think it's a time to grind. I mean, look at Gauntlet. You're getting Kevin Durant, power forward position. So that will give you a power forward. If you don't want to craft Karl Malone, you can just go through 60% to get through the first tier. And folks, that's very easy. Use 2 doublers that you get for free from the shop, and you'll be able to get Kevin Durant with no problem. Third tier will be the Julius Erving. You throw him in the shooting guard spot, and you got your 100%. Finish out the grind, and you'll get LeBron James. And if you just keep playing, right, set a timer for when the energy refills, you should be able to finish Gauntlet by like Saturday or Sunday. If you got coins that you've been saving, use it for Gauntlet. Get the energy refills and just keep playing games. Keep winning until you get the score streak bonus for finishing in on hard mode, and you get an extra 1,500 every time. It's just the easiest way to go about it. And if you do want to spend coins, get the energy refills and use the doublers on the second half of each match in order to get the most points you could. And if you really want to finish this event fast, use the triple energy on the second half of the match with a doubler, and you'll get even more points on top of that. We did drop a team builder episode with Kyrie Irving. I think it was really good. We made a team with Kyrie Irving, and we stuck to a team that had event rewards. It made it a lot easier for players to build this team in case you wanted to use it. And of course, Kyrie Irving is a fun card to use, so we were able to ball out. So as always, folks, I do appreciate the support. I will catch you on the next one. Stay balling.